Hello, everyone, and welcome to SMAdulting, Spinal Muscular Atrophy's Adults Adulting. With me is Joyce and Ina. They are my co hosts and people I love talking to about these problems because there's not many of us. Today, we will be talking about predominantly the human condition, things about relationships, togetherness, not togetherness, and most importantly, I think we need to talk about periods. But before we delve into that realm, I would like to do a little bit of story time because Joyce and I have interesting encounters whenever we go into the cinema. Um, Joyce, for example, got stuck in a lift. So I'm gonna just tell us what happened.
Okay, what happened was that I had two friends. They asked me to come out for lunch and movies, and then so after that, when we were just about to go into the cinema, there was a problem because I couldn't access the cinema from the entrance because you have to go up,
Mm-hmm.
and there were no other lifts at that time, and then so they asked us to go from the back. So we went up from the back where there's a lift, and then we went one floor up, but we still couldn't access the cinema because they had to go up one more level. And at that time, they said there wasn't any lift. So they asked us to use the cinema lift, which is kind of small and shaky, but there it stated that it could, load the wheelchair
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
inside. So we went in, the three of us, my caregiver, another friend who's on crutches, and me. So at the time, it was kind of packed in the lift, but the staff asked us to go in all three. So I was thinking if the lift would be able to handle the weight because it stated there on the sticker on the wall, limit was 250 kg.
I'm gonna
We went
interrupt
out.
for a while. And ask
Yeah.
you, where is this cinema and what is this cinema?
This cinema is GSE and it's in Ecochuras Mall.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, the lift that you're talking about is the disability lift that usually has a sign that says one disabled person plus one person, right?
They didn't have that sign there.
But it did
Yeah,
say, like you mentioned, 250 kilograms.
yeah, 250 kilograms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Continue,
Yep.
continue.
But the usher told us to go in, all three. So we went up like only a quarter up, and then the lift suddenly went quiet.
Hmm.
So after that, my friend who was on the crutches, she yelled at the other friend who was at the top floor. She said the lift was stuck, it wasn't going up. And the staff were like kind of annoyed when they found out that the lift wasn't moving, and they were fumbling around, going up and down, trying to make it work. We
Mm-hmm.
were kind of like stuck there for around almost half an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then the staff kept asking us to sort of like try to fix things inside the lift. The problem was we aren't technicians. So when they asked us to open up the electric, the component part on the side of the wall where they had a lot of buttons, we couldn't find anything to make the lift work. So what
Oh
happened was
no.
that um, the staff spent another 15 minutes uh, trying to make the lift go down manually.
Oh no, that
So
sounds no.
yeah, that was what happened. So we were sent down manually, And then they tried again to send me up using the same lift. They were adamant that the lift could work, but the lift was already not working at that point.
See, I don't understand why the staff can't have just a little bit of knowledge as to their job. Essentially, they're usherers, right? They take our tickets, they bring us to our seats. So when you, a disabled person, go to these kind of places, you expect them to at least know how their stuff functions. Like 250 kilos as an adult, as somebody of sound mind and the ability to discern information, you would see a motorized scooter and see that that is definitely heavy, right?
Yep.
Plus one person. The lightest an adult can be ballpark like 55 kilos and plus,
Mm.
including you on that motorized scooter, right?
Mm.
You would think that it would be a little bit better, that they would be a little bit more understanding. Did
Maybe.
they
I don't know.
comp you for the tickets because you were stuck in a lift?
No, they didn't compensate anything. They just like the movie was already in for 45 minutes. There was only like half an hour left, and then they just kind of like took it all, so calm, in such a calm way that I was thinking, at least like tell me that you're gonna give me like another ticket or something. But they were like, uh, you know, like so chill about it, and then they just was up the next floor, which they should have done uh, earlier, but they didn't. Went through the staff lift, the ones that they use for the staff, and then we went up to the cinema, and then we went in to watch our movie for around 20 minutes, and then we came out again.
That
Uh,
is stupid. That is stupid.
yep, I have no words. And the staff did not even bother to apologize or
Oh, this is
anything for
unbelievable.
the whole.
You don't even say sorry or admit like that's
There was
their
one
mistake.
guy. There was one guy who said sorry, but that was it. They didn't say that, oh, we're sorry that this was a technical problem and how can we make this make this up to you or blah blah blah. No, none of it, nothing at all.
This country is the worst when it comes to services. You have
Wow.
already wasted Joyce's time by what was it, 45 minutes?
Yeah, 45 minutes, and then they were adamant that the lift could work, so we wasted another like 15 minutes, which is the total of the 45 minutes. I was in the lift. My friend, the other one who was on the crutches, they asked her to go up the stairs.
Mm.
They did not even offer to take her with the lift, the other
Lena
lift.
Lena let said usually situations like this they won't mention it until you mention it. One, because ignorance. One another is because they don't want to have it on record and they want to sweep it under the rug. The whole idea of kalau tak tanya jangan sebut mentality. This is why I tell people, especially people who are disabled, know your rights and yell about it. Like you're asking for the bare minimum of humanity to be shown to you. And
Yeah.
when they do stupid shit like this, they're like, ah, tak apa, disabled selalu tak marah. No, no, I will scream. I will freaking scream.
Um, oh right, I forgot to say. They were insistent that the lift could work, so they asked my other friend and my caregiver to go out, and then there was this staff. He went in the lift with me. I was in the lift, and then the lights keep going off. They closed the door, and then they left me alone there for 5 minutes, and then they opened the lift again and said, "Oh, it's not working," and then they closed the door again, and then they just kept on checking, wasting time. And then the last part was that they said, "Oh, the lift cannot work, so you have to come out." And I'm like, it already cannot work from the start.
Uh, I I don't know how you
I
uh
think I think my patience is legendary.
I think so too. I think like we really like all three of us need to go into a class where we learn to speak loudly. It's one of the problems we have as a person with spinal muscular atrophy. As you get older, especially if you have scoliosis and lordosis, your your spine can curve in such a way where it um affects your lungs. So your
Yeah, yeah.
breathing capacity and your ability to shout is very very much dampened by this. But
Okay.
where there's a
Me, I
will,
think,
there is
I
a
think,
way.
Yeah, it's true.
I think,
Mm-hmm.
because I've already done posterior spinal fusion. Last time
Mm-hmm.
I had scoliosis, very bad scoliosis. Not 100% straight. Anyway, it's only 70% corrected,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still pretty curved. I think it kind of like damage was already done to my diaphragm. I cannot scream, I cannot shout, I cannot yell.
Well, the thing is, the diaphragm is also sort of like propped up by muscles and ligaments.
Mm.
That is also one of the problems with spinal muscular atrophy. You when you lose that muscle, there's no way you're getting it back, essentially, without help. That is usually the case because we have lost those neurons that connect. I sort of tell people when they ask, so what's spinal muscular atrophy sebenarnya? I'm like, okay, well, it's easy. Pretend you're a big ass robot, and then your brain is the CPU, and the nerves are wires, and your muscles are is essentially that. No, the heart is the engine. Your muscles is like the thing that makes you move lah,
They
like
glue, they
tires or
glue,
whatever.
they glue, glue,
And
they
then
glue, right?
uh, uh uh, maybe not just the wheels. Anything that makes you move, essentially. Anything that makes the whole thing function. So what happens is the wires gets frayed too fast, and then it putus, and nobody can buy new wires. So to Bella, that's how I tell people the digested version of SMA. Um
Digested version of SMA.
That's
Okay.
the
yeah, because if you go, okay, so SMA is a motor neuron disease. Half you've alienated half of the people already. What's motor neuron? Well, uh here's a medical dictionary. We can't do that. Anyway, moving on. I also have stories. I have two stories. The first one is TGV, which I never go to TGV anymore. Because TGV is stupid. They don't have disabled anything. So one time I went with two friends to TGV. I can't remember where this was because it's a long time ago. This is like pre-COVID, like zaman pre-COVID kind of thing. And went there, bought tickets, and then looked at the ticket, looked around, saw that there are escalators going upstairs. So I asked the ticket person, I was like, okay, bro, um, cinema dia ke atas eh? Is the cinema upstairs? I'm just gonna translate all of this to English. Is the cinema upstairs? The guy looked at the ticket and went, yeah. And then I pointed to my scooter and I said, tak ada lift. Is there no lift? And he was like, oh, there's no lift. And then I was like, kalau disabled macam mana? Oh. And then he looked at me and I went, saya disabled, handicap. Okay, you? And then he looked at me without flinching and he went, Kak, can you walk?
Oh my god.
I was like, what the
what?
actual fuck? Swearing. And then I looked at him and I was like, look, I'm gonna be nice. And then I sort of looked around and I saw there's a cinema downstairs, a cinema 1 and 2, and I was like, I bet you in the system, cinema 1 and 2 is playing this movie. Check. And he did. And then he confirmed that it's on there. So I'm like, you give me those cinemas, or I'm gonna make you carry me with 4 other people. And if I fall, I will sue this place and I will put you in jail.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This reminds me of an
That was
incident happened to me also.
Tell the story. What happened to Aina?
no
You
wait, wait.
know, yeah, you finish yours, then I
No,
will share
I
mine.
mean, obviously he gave me that ticket because buat apa? He's just an employee. The thing is, he's a dumb employee. That's a problem. because
My
they don't
gosh.
care enough. They don't get paid enough to care about these things until, like Lina said, you bring it up. They will
Oh,
not bring it up unless you bring it up because they don't get paid enough for this shit.
I thought he ended up carrying you.
No lah, no way, man. Like that was a threat
No
that
lah,
I
they
was
won't do
not.
that.
I am not willing to let anybody, like, don't touch me,
Yeah,
man.
you are not going to let them to carry you,
Don't
Yeah,
right?
don't freaking touch me. I don't know if you're strong. You look like
yeah.
a weak ass little bitch. I don't trust you to throw a piece of paper across the room. Let's just put it
Okay.
like that. I know what happened to you.
Mine is actually happened recently. I went to MRT the curve.
Uh huh.
So the lift kan nak pergi it's from Tropicana Gardens to the curve. So from the MRT station, we wanted to go to the curve. I'm with my friend that time. We couldn't find the lift. We don't know where. So we asked the guard, okay, pakcik dekat mana lift? Oh, dia, he said like, tak ada lift. Tangga kat sana. Sebelah sana, jalan terus, pusing kiri. And my friend and I was like, oh my god,
What?
what is this?
At least.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Then my mom was like, it's okay, it's bulan puasa. Don't marah-marah. No. Okay, terima
My
kasih Pak
God.
Cik. Okay,
Oh
so we
my
just
God.
go.
I.
That is one person, okay? And
Uh
then
huh.
we straight away went to the Royal Cholan Hotel itself lah. We asked somewhere around the people around there, not sure what's the workers there. So
Mm-hmm.
we asked, okay, Kak, lift nak turun bawah kat mana? Oh, tak ada lift. Kena turun bawah dekat jalan raya. You cross the street, then you naik jambatan here. You lalu the jalan kaki sampai. And I'm like, what? Tak ada lift? I know there's a lift here. I mean that I know because my friend told me.
Uh huh.
There's a lift that you need to ask.
There's a lift.
That's the lift,
There's a
right?
lift.
Okay. That's the lift, right? So basically, they close the
Yeah, I
entrance,
know.
is it?
There's a lift actually. Actually,
Right.
there's a lift. You know when you come off the MRT and then you just go straight, and then after that you have to go. You have to turn to the right side. The right side, there's a little corner. There's a lift. It's actually the hotel lift, but it
It's
connects
the
straight
hotel
down
lift.
to the curve.
Yeah, it's a hotel lift, right? That's why I said it got hotel lift. I know got hotel lift punya. But then
Yeah.
the staff hotel doesn't want to tell me, They say like, oh tak ada. You have to turn back lah. Patah dia balik jalan raya.
Bang.
Everyone was like, iya. Die lah.
Lina
Then we
let
all like,
tanya TCM MRT. Were you from the roadside?
no, I'm from the MRT side.
Huh.
The station itself.
The station. Banyak. Like I said, these people don't get paid enough to do the
Yeah.
job or to know. At least they. I I find that I'm gonna like put a caveat here and say not all Malaysians, obviously, but a majority of Malaysians are not proud of our jobs. We're not proud to represent the companies that we work with.
Yeah, plus I'm asking the guard. The
Huh.
guard's supposed to help. What's the function? He was
Exactly.
standing,
It's like, diorang ni
standing
ambil,
there doing nothing.
gaji buta lah ni.
Yeah, kan.
Ay,
That's why like,
ay.
luckily it's just like, bulan puasa. So my friend like, I mean, it's okay. Don't get
I don't,
mad. Let's just
here's
go
the
somewhere
thing.
else.
Here's the thing. I know it's bulan puasa, but you're already angry inside. Batal lo.
Yeah, that's
I'm
why.
just get
So
angry and
I'm
shout
like,
at someone.
and I'm just like, oh, never mind. Luckily lah, we found it anyway.
Mm. But how long did it take you, essentially?
I think around 30 minutes.
Tengok, 30 minutes is like half your trip done. Like if you were the
Yeah, plus
average
it's like
person,
almost the iftar time. So we were like, oh my god, die. Whatever lah, just go lah. Luckily lah.
itulah. This is why I bring snacks in my bag. But it's just terrible. Like people go, alah senang je, cepat je. And I'm like, you don't understand. When you're disabled, cepat, that's not in our dictionary. What takes you
Yeah.
5 minutes takes us 30 minutes. Um, I have one more story, and this has to do with Golden Screen Cinemas in Mid Valley, Hall 17. I went to watch Spilt Gravy on Rice. If you didn't catch that at the cinema, it's a really good movie. It's Malaysian made by the late I forgot his name. um I can't remember his name right now. But if you can catch it, definitely catch it. I don't think it's in the cinemas anymore, but it was stuck in um uh I think Venus limbo for 10 years because they were not Yasmin Ahmad. Apa lah nama? Um I can't remember his name. He's a very interesting person. Um the name will come to me at like a weird moment during this conversation somewhere or tomorrow. We'll see. But I wanted to watch that movie, and we went to Hall 17 specifically, and I was already worried because first of all, I went to go buy the tickets. I can't buy the tickets online because there's no way for you to click disabled seats. Like they don't let you. I was on the thing for damn long, like just trying to click the
Yeah,
disabled seats.
that's true. That's true. I couldn't even
So
click it.
so you have to gamble and think, okay, when I get there, I have to be in the same hall with my friends who have already bought tickets, and I have to be one of two disabled people who can use the space because there's usually only two disabled spaces in every cinema hall. And then I was also worried because I saw where the seat was, and the seat was right at the bottom row, right in front of the screen, and all
Oh,
the way to the right. There's a lot of right, but it's all wrong. Um, so when you watch the movie, you're essentially turning your head to the left all the time at an angle where you're consistently moving up. So that was one of the problems. The other problem was I got there and they have kiosks to buy tickets now. It's not an actual person, but there are signs saying if you want to buy tickets, if you're OKU or aged and stuff, go to another counter. There's an arrow. We went to that arrow. We followed the arrow, and then we reached the popcorn section. And I was like, they're selling popcorn, and am I supposed to buy tickets next to the popcorn? Answer to that is no. We're supposed to flag a staff down, a GSC staff down, and ask them to go poke buttons for us on the machine, which is too high for a wheelchair user, by the way. And essentially that like you need assistance. So thankfully somebody was coming out of the popcorn stand. And I was like, hey, can you please help me? I don't know where to buy tickets. And he was like, oh yeah, over here. And I'm like, but the sign says over here. Yeah, follow me. Um, there's not a lot of communication. This is the land of really bad wayfinding and people just continuously being confused about everything because we're not proud of our jobs. Two, we're not paid enough to care. Um, and three, the PWD Act in this country has no teeth, so we can't get angry and sue or take action anyway. So the guy was helping me buy tickets, and I was like, kalau if I was here alone and I wanted to do it myself, tak boleh lah. And he was like, kak, like that lah. So I have to ask you, and he was like, macam tu lah, bukannya um you can't help it. Essentially, is what he said, and I was so pissed off. Thankfully, getting into the cinema itself was relatively straightforward. All my friends went in already, and I had to wait for a guy to take me to some dodgy area with some dodgy ass lift, go through the dodgy back entrance where it smells like pee. And I'm like, this is a great place to murder me. I'm just saying. And then went into the cinema, watched the movie, came out with a crick in my neck, got home. I am still pleased I managed to watch Spilt Gravy, but I'm so
you
incredibly pissed
survived.
off that
Survived.
they would do something like this. Like, sure, it's not as terrible as getting stuck in the lift, which I applaud you for not going off, but still, it is wild. The stupid shit that we have to go through. Anyway, Do you guys have any other stories about just moving around in the world, just lifts in general? If tak do, we're gonna talk a little bit about this thing called PALS Initiative. Um, it's it's a little thing where we essentially reach out for an ad hoc helper for disabled people, and they get paid. I can't remember exactly the details, but I think it's a good idea, especially for ad hoc stuff. Thoughts?
Um, I mean the pals initiative.
Well, let's not talk about PAL's initiative, but let's talk about the idea of being able to pick up your phone and ordering a person to help you for that hour like you would order a Grab. The ability to go, oh, I'm gonna need some help with groceries today. Let me call pals and say, hey, do you guys have anybody that can drive a car and sort of help me with groceries for 3 hours? I think that's a really good idea in general.
Yeah, it will be cool. It will be
Rental
cool. And then
assistance.
it's like, and then it's like we can become independent. I mean, like, who knows? We can go out shopping alone. Okay, but with pals lah.
It's like Lena
It's
that it's like
some sort of
rental
shopping
assistance.
alone.
I'm a big fan of shopping alone actually, but when you go to the supermarket, it's kind of a lot. I miss going to the
Mm.
supermarket by myself, but I can't do that anymore, which is kind of sad. So rental assistance um slash rental boyfriend or girlfriend for the day because they have to do everything you want to do. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
true.
like the same. Um I just think it's a good idea. Like if you want to go makan, you're like, hey, can somebody drive? I just need you to drive. I'll buy you food. I just want to try out this new restaurant. But it's a weird day. It's like a Wednesday at 12 in the afternoon. People are working, but you're not. I think it's a good idea. How effective and how regulated it can be is a different thing. I'm not sure if we can talk to anybody about this, but I think it's worth talking about. I know Japan has an assistance program, and every time you get an assistant, they are a different person. So it removes this idea where a person can get so used to you that they can start to abuse you as well. Where do you sign up? Unfortunately, it's only for disabled people. And right now
Yeah.
it's not publicized yet. Also, a lot of people haven't seemed to sort of get on it because there's a lot of communication problems. But I'll let you know. I will let you know. Also, just FYI,
Yeah.
if you want to be the person who is the rental assistant, you will get paid. I think it's like 17 to 25 ringgit an hour. Of course, you
I thought
also
it's 25 ringgit.
I can't remember. I remember
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
this
it's
number
25
17.
ringgit. 25 ringgit per hour.
25 ringgit per hour. And I think before you can sort of earn that, you have to go through some training, which like carrying stuff. They will not just let any Tom, Dick, and Harry do this lah. I mean, you have to have training, you have to have CPR training and stuff like that for safety reasons. Also maybe a stability check just in general. Like that's just me saying. Like I don't really want a person who is temperamental to sort of oversee my daily activities. Anyway, that brings me to I think it segues really nicely to relationships and togetherness and being around people and friends and family and partners. Um, with the with this rental assistant slash rental boyfriend girlfriend thing. How do you guys do the whole social navigation thing? Are you okay with it? Do you wish you could be normal or is this fine?
Social navigation.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Not sure what that means, but as in like uh yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Can you like just kind of explain that?
Just like when you hang out with people, like you are you introverted, extroverted? How do you hang out with people or how do you not hang out with people? When do you need to rest? For example, myself, I'm very, very extroverted. I like to be around people. When I'm not around people, my battery drains. Like I literally need to be around people engaging with humans to sort of function. Otherwise I get very grumpy and I scream. Um with the social navigation thing, it's something of a learned process as a disabled person because what you learn is you have no power. So you have to be nice most of the time. So there's a lot of
Kind of like
leveraging.
submissive,
Not submissive.
submissive, you
You
mean?
because you have to
I
rely on people, you have to be a little bit nicer. You can't just be like, how some people are just dicks.
mm, I think
Like
the word is like be humble. Like
it's it's not.
it's not humble. It's like you want
Passive.
help from them. No, you
Yeah,
want help from them. So
yeah.
you need to be not sure what's the term. It's like
Okay. There's one word for it. Be the bigger person. Okay, I
Not
think that's
even
the word.
being the bigger person. It's this emotion of for example, if you need help from someone, the best way to okay, if we're talking analogies, the best way to catch flies is to use honey. So
mm,
you have to be sweet as honey. You have to be nice as everything. As nice as a summer's breeze. You have to be cute as a button. Otherwise you will get no help.
yeah.
Like
Actually,
you cannot uh-huh.
I don't really like doing that. Usually, I just stick to being me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very straightforward. I am direct. I tell you what I want, but I ask you in a polite way. But if you don't want to do it, then fine. I'll find someone else. That's it.
Yeah. I think that also is my line of thinking that if I had enough money, I would actually pay someone to sort of do all these things so I don't have to. I'm not saying I will abuse that person. I'm just saying that I will have more leverage because when you're disabled and you're depending on another person, there's this thing where they can take you out and they can decide that they've had enough of you and just leave you. I'm not saying leave you as in like a permanent kind of I am leaving you, I'm not your friend anymore, as in I'm fed up with you. I'm going to leave you in this particular
Yeah.
location and you do what you
Oh,
do and I'm going to come back later. And then you're panicking
so
because,
that's
oh shit,
yeah,
what do I do now?
yeah.
Oh,
Like, there is so much power
I
on
know
the
that
other
feeling.
person.
The vulnerability is there.
Oh, yes, yes, that's the word. You are
why? I another
vulnerable.
word. I never thought of it. Like I never come across of it, but it could happen.
It could happen. I'm just naturally
Uh,
an angry person.
I
okay.
never come across of it. Yeah.
And there are situations where
For
if you
me,
hang out with enough people, there are situations where they do
uh-huh.
something and you don't like it, but you cannot tell them off because they're helping you.
Ah,
And if you tell them off, there's a chance where they will stop helping you, and that would be bad. It's
Actually,
really such a power dynamic
uh,
situation.
I, I experience all this. Not like like this is not mostly from friends, but more like from family. I
Uh-huh.
experienced this from my family, and
Mm-hmm.
they are like that. Like they expect you to be um, quiet and grateful if they help you, and you cannot say anything because they will say that you do not appreciate the stuff in life and blah blah blah, and then they'll start condemning that you are a negative person for speaking out. So that's what I face
Oh.
from them, and it happens mostly with my family. With friends, not really. Almost like never, except for caregivers, they are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for caregivers, I am already like kind of numb with the way they treat uh, people like us who are severely disabled. The sort of mentality they have sometimes is kind of frustrating. You try to educate them on stuff like, hey, let's work this out together and blah blah blah, but they are not into that. They are like, oh, you're disabled, you need me, and so you better be quiet about what you have to say. If you're not satisfied, you can find another person.
Mm.
So
See, I don't like that. I really don't like that because
no
there are
one likes
certain
that.
things that I want to do that I don't want to be dependent on another person to be able to do it. And that is the painful part about being disabled, about having SMA. You just don't have strength. That is abusive and manipulative. I agree with that. But that is the reality when you're disabled or if you're in a position where you don't have power. And for the most part, I have to bite my tongue. There are so many situations I can think of where I do not have the power to say something, which is why I say something all the time when I'm outside where I do have power. It is wild.
Um, times when you deal with people like them who don't treat you with respect, the best way to do it is to make sure that you are never lacking in resources.
That is a problem.
Uh,
We are always
yeah,
lacking in resources. Um, I think
I mean,
if I
try
may
at
bring,
least to have like some kind of a plan B.
yeah, we're the kind of people who have plan C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so forth. Um, it's just a lot of stress because I
Yes.
let me know if you don't want to talk about this, but recently you had to find a care home because your caregiver at the time was leaving the country, and it was a very difficult situation for you, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it
Can,
was a very difficult situation,
mm-hmm,
and there had to be a lot of negotiation. We had plans, and I had to like somehow navigate through the whole negotiation so
uh-huh,
that we could come to an agreement that this could work out. Okay,
mm-hmm,
that she won't have to like resign from her job, and the most important thing is that I do my part, she gets her end of the deal. That's
mm-hmm,
it. So uh, I had to work that out. It was financially straining. That is true. I will not deny that. It would be a lie to say that money isn't part of the problem. So it was stressful for like 1 month uh, because when you are in a new place with people who have no experience in taking care of you, and then I also sustained an injury to my knee on the
oh
first day
no,
of living at the nursing home.
uh-huh,
Off, not quite on the right foot, but I managed to survive that 1 month.
that
I
that
came back
is
in one piece,
that is
which
some
is yeah.
grit. That is straight up grit. But
And
yeah,
plus, I actually took my desktop to the nursing home. I
uh-huh,
literally moved small office to the nursing home to continue working so that I can support myself
uh-huh,
because I was so scared that I do not have any like financial support and stuff like that. Because one, my family did not provide any financial assistance when I checked into the nursing home. They were not uh, interested in helping out. The only thing that they did was just call me to ask what are you going to do when she goes back to Indonesia? And I'm like, I'm trying to find a solution, and you're calling me every day to ask me a question that I have no answer to. Instead of offering help, you ask me a question every day, the same questions every day. So they
You
have
know,
absolutely no part
honestly,
in
part
helping
of
out
me, part of me
during that
thinks that,
time of,
yeah, part
you
of
know,
me thinks that they call you because they know you might need help, but they don't want to ask you if you need help. They want you to tell them that you need help so they have power over you. I think that is what's happening, which is why they're calling you every day because they know you're in trouble. They just want to use
I
Yeah.
it.
won't do that. I won't ask.
Exactly.
I
But
won't
they
ask. I will
want
never ever ask because
that
I know
power
that is
over
what
you.
they want. They want me to back.
Yeah.
They want me to back. I won't back. I would rather die by the roadside instead of asking them for help. Because it is already very obvious that they know my condition and situation, but they
Hmm.
still want to play this kind of, I don't know, power or some kind of, I'm not sure, but they are like, oh, we're just checking in on you. And I'm like, what?
Now,
You're checking in
if
on me?
somebody
Is that
was
how you do
checking
it?
on you, if somebody was legitimately checking up on you and making sure they're okay, I mean, you're okay, they would ask, "How can I help?" They won't go, "Oh, what are you gonna do?"
Yeah, doing it.
That is some bullshit. That is some mega bullshit. This is sort of why,
This is
like,
all real stuff that I'm telling you guys.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
It,
It's not made up, it's true. They keep calling,
mm-hmm.
they keep asking and asking. And even after I came back from the nursing home, they were still asking, oh, how did you manage? I'm like, what?
Oh.
Oh my God. They
I
say, how
have
did
no
you
words.
manage? I'm like, I managed to survive. I said, I managed to solve my problem. So this is the end of the conversation. We don't have to continue it. I said, there's no point in asking because I've already solved the problem.
Oh my goodness.
And then they had the guts, the nerve to say, oh, why are you being so arrogant? I'm like,
No,
I'm
see,
being
that's what I
arrogant.
mean. They are legitimately using the situation to wait for you to ask for help so they can hold it on you. And when you don't ask for help, they call you arrogant. That is gaslighting 101, my friend. That
I
is
don't know what they want actually. I have no idea.
that's
I cannot understand what is it they want actually.
I cannot answer that question. People are weird, and interesting creatures. But sometimes, yeah, I can't. Uh, it's just the general consensus is either they're really stupid or they just don't care. Most people want power over you because they never had it as when they were growing up. So they use anything to just acquire that power. They are not nice people.
Mm.
Um, Lena that
That
did
is
not hear
lame. That
what
is so
Joyce
lame.
asked. Joyce, can you ask your question again?
What?
Um, Lena
The
said, I
question?
can never say your name. Damn. Lena said that she didn't hear what Joyce asked.
I asked.
I
Where?
think
Is it a question? Is it
I
a
think
question from the audience or?
no. One of the audience asked. They couldn't hear what you said. Like I think what you asked your family.
I really don't. I really don't know what they want. Actually, I don't know what they want from me.
Ah,
One, be involved in, and two, they do not have any interest in my life. But they
mm-hmm.
want to know what's happening in my life whenever I am in trouble. So I really don't know what is it that they want.
They want power over you so that you owe them.
Yeah.
Or for
And
what?
when you owe them,
For what?
they can
For what?
use it in the future. Like
Exactly.
threaten it or something.
No, why? No, no, no. Why would you want to do that to me? I did not do anything to them understand. This is the part that I don't get.
I
I
mean,
really don't get, because one,
here's
they do not want to be involved,
uh-huh.
and two, they don't want me to exist. Three, they find me a burden, the black sheep of the family, but they want to see me like fall very bad in front of them. I don't know why.
Because
I'm
suffering
trying to
is
make
fun
it
to
out here.
watch. Um, I mean,
Isn't
you
that
ask why they
sadistic?
do this. It's the same as people
Yeah.
asking why did Putin go take over what's it? Because he can, and he's a dick. People are horrible. Some people are nice. Most people are horrible and incompetent and dumb. Unfortunately, some people are nice dumb. Some people are horrible. I think I think that pretty much ties in with the Pals initiative. Essentially, it's like things that have disabled you is also things that people watch intently. It's like watching a car crash, so they watch you to see you fail, and it brings them joy because there's a sense of Schadenfreude that they sort of live vicariously through you. They're not harmed by this. They take joy in suffering because they're this kind of people. And I am proud to have you as a friend because you have put yourself in a situation where you have made an escape for yourself. It is difficult, but it is necessary. And you're a strong,
Uh,
gritty person to be able to do that because you have to. This is not
I have no
a
choice,
case of,
I have no
yeah,
choice. I have no
because you
choice.
have
I
to.
really have no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like everyone can do
You
that.
know, you know some. I think that people will do it if they have no choice. I think when you are desperate to survive, you'll do anything to survive. It's true. You will
Maybe
do
yes and
anything to
maybe
survive.
no. Maybe yes and maybe no. Because if I'm in your situation,
It kind of depends
I
on.
Continue, I know. Sorry.
if I, sorry, if I'm in your situation, I wouldn't be able to do that. I am not strong enough to do that. What Joyce did.
I think for me, it's not the fact of whether or not I'm strong
Uh,
enough. It's at this point in my life, I'm too comfortable to think about doing that. But I think if push comes to shove, if we had to, if life was at stake, we would. And for Joyce, for the longest time, life was at stake. You had to do this.
Mm,
Otherwise, the alternative is literally death, non-existence. It's terrible.
yeah.
We're gonna pivot to something hopefully a little bit more lighthearted. Y'all want to talk about dates, like dating people, relationships?
wait. Last thing.
Okay.
Last thing.
Yeah, okay.
Um, because my internet broke. Wait. Last thing is that people tend to say that I am very like too serious about life. I'm too negative about life, but I'm not really like as in like very badly negative. I'm just like I'm more like realistic, because sometimes it's like how do you put it? Oh
It's
frick, I
hard.
forgot what I want to say.
It's hard to have a rose tinted glasses approach to life when you're living life day to day, trying to not die. Like it's a very difficult thing to do when people go, "Oh, why aren't you happy?" Do I have to be happy? Like, Joyce, do you have to be happy? Like, who are you happy for? You're trying to make yourself happy. Nobody's entitled to your joy. So really, if somebody says, "Oh, you're too serious," so what? Oh, be serious all I want. Are they gonna pay you not to be serious? Because that'd be nice. Um, but moving on to I hope is a more lighthearted topic about um romantic relationships, which is I think a very difficult topic for people with disabilities in general because this assumption, and I'm gonna tell you a story about what questions I have been asked as a disabled person about relationships and copulation. The question that most comes up is, can you have sex? And I'm like, you don't go up to a random person who was on the street that is not on a wheelchair and say that and not get punched. Don't ask people that question. Well, you're not entitled to that question. You're not entitled to my answer. In fact, that is extremely inappropriate. And I would say borderline sexual harassment. Like, why do people do that? Lena asks, why would someone feel uncomfortable with seriousness? Most of the time, people are uncomfortable with certain negative emotions because they don't want to deal with who you are, with what you have to deal with. Because once they sort of understand your problems, they cannot themselves be joyous about it. It's a bit like
Why can't I see the comments?
so what you do is you go on Twitch, you go on this thing, and then you just be on chat with everybody else.
I'm already on it, but I cannot see the chat thing.
Are you on the computer?
Yep. Yeah, I'm on the computer. I'm looking at our stream, but
Okay,
I
so
cannot see
so
anything on
on
the chat
the
on videos.
You
on the
log in?
right hand side of the screen, there should be an arrow pointing to the left.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
and
yeah. Chat on videos.
yeah. So click
Chat on
click that
video.
chat.
It's empty.
Um. Oh no, Joyce is coming to see my comments. Freak out, Lena. Freak out. Um. You should be able to see it, like on the full page. Going
I
through
don't know
through
why
some
it's not
technical difficulties.
working.
Uh,
Never mind.
it should be on the thing. Like there should be a chat. Like if you're on full screen, right? It's on the right side of the
Yeah, I'm on full
page.
screen, but it's not showing anything. Never
Uh,
mind. We'll just leave it at that.
we gotta figure out your computer. Like one of these days, just share screen and I'll just point out random stuff. Actually, why don't you share screen now, and I will see what is happening.
Wait. Okay. Wait.
Technical
Screen. Okay.
difficulties.
Do you see my screen? Wait. Do you see my
Yeah,
screen?
yeah. Watching
Do
stream
you see
now.
my screen?
Yes, trying to. This is gonna be really short, guys. So bear with me while we figure this
Hello.
out together.
Okay. You see the
Um,
right side.
I do not see it yet. It is still loading because I remember your internet is kind of shit. So
Yeah, can't see it either.
it's still loading.
I've
Okay, there
already
we go.
I've already switched to data.
So leave it on. The chat you should be able to like see things slowly sort of pop up. Multitasking. Lena said you can't see past comments, so just leave it on and things will pop up. For example, ooh, do you see words?
No, I don't see any. I think it's because of the internet. It's shitty today.
It's fine. Just leave it on that page. Oh look, No Man's Sky. Oh look, it's mine. Okay, I'm gonna stop the screen share. Uh, or you should stop the screen share because it's taking up bandwidth. But okay, we're gonna continue anyway.
Yep.
If there are any questions from the chat that is directed to you guys, I will let you know. And we'll be interacting with it anyway. But yes, relationships. How difficult it is for you? How important is it for you to sort of be in one? Are you do you consider yourself aromantic or asexual at this point in life because it is just so annoying? Or are you like forever in your head, like, oh, eventually I'll get married, I have kids, that kind of thing? Like, where is your trajectory on this? I am on the trajectory of it happens, I don't really care.
Same here. I don't think about it. If it's happened, then
Uh,
okay. If not,
kind of same.
never mind.
Kind of same.
I don't care. So
Mm-mm-mm. Have you had
because
Yep. Same for me.
have you
are
have you
are we
guys
all
been into relationship?
yes. Are we all
Okay,
straight
if
here?
that's okay. Yeah.
Are we all like straight in this chat? Like no aces, no buys, no
Yeah. Straight.
okay. Unfortunately, we do
I
not
think I'm kind
represent.
of straight. I think I think I'm kind of like 70% straight, 30% not straight.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
are
Yeah.
you well, we'll talk about Joyce. Are
Hmm.
you attracted to people's personalities or what they have in their pants?
Personalities mostly because I do find it attractive if the personality is attractive. Like you can be super handsome, but if like you're shitty, I just don't buy it.
Mm. So predominantly guys, but most of it comes from like attraction to personality. Maybe you're pan. I joke about this a lot. People like, oh, you complain so much about guys. Do you hate guys? No, I love guys. That's the problem. I wish I was gay. Maybe it would be easier. I
uh,
don't know. I hear about a lot of problems with my gay friends who are like, oh yeah, being gay isn't easy either. And I'm like, yeah, but if I was gay, then I wouldn't have such a problem if I had my girlfriend take me to the bathroom. If I had a boyfriend with me, it would be really weird. Because as a disabled person, I need help when I go to the bathroom. So I usually have like a friend follow me. Lena, for example, has been in that situation where she has to listen to me pee and then lift me up from the toilet. But if if I was out with a guy,
oh,
it would kind of be not as nice to sort of have a guy follow you into the bathroom. I mean, so we're
that's
talking
true.
socially. Like if they were husband or brother, I think it's fine. But this is more my hang up. Like if I were not straight, then I think it would be more of a comfortable experience. Um, but yes,
Mm.
uh, when it comes to relationship, I think I've dated several. Joyce, you have dated. Aina, have you dated?
Yep.
Nope.
Did you feel left out, or what's your emotions about this? As growing up, not as you yourself now, who is an adult woman who's just like, you know what, pass.
I think because of my environment, it's like we all my friends are all are focused on study.
Mm-hmm.
So like we got no time to that. Seriously, we even make jokes. If we have a boyfriend or girlfriend, then yeah, we got no time to layan you. So with assignment and all, So
That
that's why we never thought about it. So we always joke about it lah. And we just like, yeah, if ada lah, if tak ada then it's okay. I just have fun. Be the rich auntie or what to pamper yourself and pamper your niece, nephew, maybe.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I agree with that. It's just very tiring. Like the last boyfriend I had was a really long time ago. Um, and then I just give up. Like every time you open like a dating app or you meet a new person, you're like, could I date this person? And then you get to know them even more, and you're like, no. Sometimes they're really good looking, and then they open their mouth, and then it's that what was it? One of the TV shows. It's like my body is attracted to you, but when you talk, my head gets angry.
Okay, that's
There's so
true.
many situations like that. But yeah, like nobody has surprised me personally in that context for me to be like, yeah, I feel like dating you. Seriously,
I
not
don't
in a
know.
casual
For,
sense.
for me, for me, the person has to be like mentally stimulating, like spontaneous. If they are not spontaneous or they're like passive, I am gonna be like very disinterested because I myself I'm an introvert, so I need someone to be there to like charge my batteries because I like funny people.
Mm-hmm.
So if the person is funny, then I do find it stimulating, and if they are like into any kinds of topics, they can talk about everything, and that's what attracts me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think in the general sense, that's most people. I do have a hang up about what's that word that you used? Spontaneous people. I can't deal with that because I'm a planner, and spontaneous people will be like, ring ring, hello, do you want to go out? Yeah, sure. When? Now. And I'm like, no, 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 now, no, no. I have to prepare. Hey, derp. I have preparations to make. I have to, you know, wear pants most of the time. It's just because I don't want to wear pants.
Yeah, and one thing is like being a disabled is like we need more time to prepare. Like you cannot simply ask, think, let's go out. I'm in front of the house. No,
If
no
you are in front of
way.
the house and you want to go out, please bring yourself into the house and wait for me for about half an hour while I change.
Yeah, trained it.
Um, and then we'll talk about it. It's like my friends all know me. Like, don't just arrive at my house. For the love of God, please do not. I cannot deal with it. If
Yeah,
you want
true.
to
Don't do
arrive
that.
at my house, come with snacks and say that you're gonna hang out at the house. Don't say we're going out.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
kaftan time,
like
man.
you also have to see if they are understanding or not. Some they are also
Sorry, Joyce, you're sort of dropping out. Joyce is having technical difficulties at the moment because her internet bad. We had this problem a couple of days ago where she would just drop in and out and I couldn't hear her at all. It's like you know the conversations people have on telco company adverts where they're like, "Hey, hey John, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" Only I heard, "Hey, ah, eh, eh, t- blah." It's terrible. Joyce, still no.
can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear?
yes, I can hear you now.
No, I mean like hello, hello.
Hello, yes,
Can you
yes,
hear
hi.
me?
Hello,
Yes.
yes, yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Like I mean like if they are spontaneous, they also have to be understanding as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean like as in spontaneous and understanding, and that would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's such a weird balance to have, like spontaneous and yet
I like
understanding.
weird things.
Hmm. So, what ended your last relationship?
I think the lack of effort,
Mm-hmm.
the lack
From
of effort in the relationship. It's like so one-sided. It's like only one person is making the effort to
uh huh.
keep the relationship intact. It's like okay, just think of like a fire, and then you're the only one trying to keep the fire alive, and the other person is like just chilling.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds like a
Hello?
bad deal. I don't.
But when was it?
Even though the person, I think 3 years ago.
It sounds about the same.
Oh, I think.
I think I know we can hear your mom and dad.
Yeah, that's my grandparents.
Oh,
Sorry.
Opa and Oma?
Uh, Ato and
Ato.
Nene.
Ato and Nene. Hello. Get well soon, Ato and
Yeah,
Nene. Lina
she's a
asked, does it
small.
Lina asked, does it have to do with discrepancies in love languages? I find that for a lot of relationships, communication is key. Um, love language plays a role, but it's also a lot of give and take. For Joyce, do you know your love language? Do you actually,
It's
do
not take
both
a
of you?
quiz.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
I
was a
know.
quiz.
It's a
Do,
quality time.
yours is quality time.
I
Yep.
uh,
Do you
I
remember your second?
prefer
Wait, I think I took a screenshot of it. Let
Damn.
me find it first.
Okay, Joyce.
um my language is that I am more towards hugs and
Hugs.
words of affirmation.
So physical contact and words of affirmation.
What else?
Those, I think,
It's
Oh.
more like
those were my last two.
and
Oh, my second, what is this? The one that raised hand. I
The
don't know.
one that raised
I'm
hand.
just,
Apa tu?
yeah. I don't know why is that become the symbol. I just
What even
screenshot the
is
whole
that?
thing.
Um.
I don't know.
Okay. For me, it is acts of service. And then I can't remember the second one. What was it? The words of affirmation,
yeah,
acts of service,
acts of service.
gift giving,
Act of service. Gift
uh,
giving. Oh, that one is the last one for me.
physical contact, and then I can't remember the other one. What is the other one?
That's
I
the
think
one
mine
like
similar to yours.
the clutch. What is it?
The clock. The
No,
clock.
no, no, no. The clock. The chat symbol. Is it? I don't know.
I think that one is words of affirmation. Oh,
Should be.
time. The
But
clock
what?
is the quality time.
Yeah, the clock is the quality time.
Yes. Okay,
The
that's the
one
one
that
I
raised
forgot.
the one that raised hand. I don't know what is it.
Your love language is the high five. I don't know.
No, no, my love language is quality time.
Ah. Yeah, mine is acts of service. Because to me, if somebody does something for me, it's because they care, not
Hmm.
because they have to. Because nobody has to do anything, to be honest. Quality
Acts of
time and acts
service.
of service.
One of, one of the things that I like to.
The only quality time I want is for my cat to be where I can see them. That is the only function of a cat. Just be in my eyesight. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be there. So I can see the soft, fluffy sleeping thing and be calm. Derp, do you know your love language? Is that something that you check out at all? So Derp is one of the people that end up on my stream randomly at weird hours of the day, and I'll be like, "Oh, hello." Um, I think we'll just move on. Uh, I don't know. Just relationships are difficult in general. Lol, yeah. um, do you think it's helpful for you guys, Lena as well, to know your love languages? Uh, Joyce and Ina, do you sort of ask anyone else other than your close friends about their love languages, and do you sort of try to match it in a way? Does it help you with your non-romantic relationships?
Sorry?
Does love languages help you with your non-romantic relationships?
Not sure, maybe. I never asked anyone. Maybe you should try.
Hmm. I
But
think
got to
it's
find the person first. Hey, where's Joyce? Well, she's oh she
Joycey Lankajao. Um, yeah, it does give you a certain amount of awareness, I feel. Um, it's not always correct because people are fickle and change a lot. There's nothing wrong with that. Please, we have a lot of growing up to do. There is no such thing as, stopping yourself from learning or you're done with learning. There's no such thing as that. Um, some people change. It's fine. When that happens, you just change with them, I feel. Uh, but yeah, relationships in general. I value friendships more than I value romantic relationships in general. You got called a hopeless romantic, and then ooh, feels bad, man. Derp. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Some people are terrible. We laugh about it now, I guess. Yes, embrace your changes. Become new person. Shed your skin. Become an elder god. That's not the point. Anyway, we're okay. If I have a question for the both of you as disabled people. Uh, what are the things you would do or places you would go to by yourself, alone, if you could? Like for example, I would go and buy pisang goreng. I would just go to the corner shop and buy banana fritters for myself. I know, enjoys.
I want to go makan alone.
Apa dia?
Makan alone anywhere at the restaurant.
Kan? Like being alone by yourself. I know
Like
I'm an extrovert, but sometimes it's just nice to do things alone.
yeah.
That is such an underrated thing that most people can do, but we cannot. And I feel
Mhm.
like people don't understand that. What about Joyce? Like if you didn't have to depend on your carer, what's the first thing you would do? I think Joyce cannot hear us.
I think her line is
Is it dead again?
maybe
Internet.
or stop
You guys hear me?
like somewhere.
I
Yeah, we can hear you.
I see the thing light up, which means you're talking, but I don't hear you. Well, full sentences anyway. Together. She went off. She's coming back on.
Can you
Okay.
guys hear me?
Yes. I think every so
Finally.
often you just have to log off.
No, I've been switching between hotspot and Wi-Fi,
That's so weird.
and I am tired and exhausted of clicking around.
Uh huh. Yep, I can imagine. It's like playing a video game with friends and then you just keep getting kicked off. We had a problem with that during
Okay,
Stardew Valley.
so
Mm-hmm.
so what was the question again?
If you could do one thing, what is the first thing you would do if you could do it by yourself, alone, just you? Like I would go
You
buy
mean
goreng
as
pisang.
a normal person?
Yeah,
As a normal person or
yeah.
what?
As an
The
average
first thing
person.
that I would do is um well probably go shopping, I guess, or maybe like go do something extreme. like
Mm-hmm.
extreme sports,
Oh, you know
parkour,
what's
parkour. You
parkour?
know parkour?
Yes.
Hello.
I mean, even the
Yeah,
average person doesn't do parkour, but it's kind
I
of
like.
it's
I
very nice.
like.
But the amount of core strength you need, oh my goodness. Shopping. You brought up shopping. Do you mean like clothes shopping or just generally shopping?
Being like clothes shopping because I like to dress and I've always had this uh, desire to cross dress.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be the first thing that I would do. Do a
Wait, what do you
complete
mean?
makeover,
What do you mean
cross
cross
dress.
dress? Like
Cross
dress as a
dress
dude?
as yeah, dress as a dude.
But we wear dude clothes anyway. I think
As
that's
in like
what is unfortunate about being a guy. The idea that you're not allowed to wear women's clothes. Skirts and dresses are so nice. If only they had pockets. Like if more of them had pockets, it would be like a done deal. SME, we did have SMA at birth. There, I think there is a type 5 where you have SMA that is adult onset that happens when you're like 25 and above. But for the most part, everybody is like born with problems. Kilts. You don't have to wear underwear with kilts. I'm just saying. Like the Scots got it right. I'm just saying. Um just to reiterate, Aina has type 2 spinal muscular atrophy, Joyce and I have type 3 spinal muscular atrophy. And this is all observable at birth because we don't reach several milestones of what a child should. For example, lifting up your head, sitting down, climbing stairs, or the milestones are achieved at a later than average date. Uh, yeah, pretty much it. Um, we're gonna talk about like gross things now, mostly periods, because that has something to do with the reproductive system of humans. You know what I find funny? Malaysians, for the most part, because I haven't asked about this with other men because I happen to hang out with a lot of Malaysians. For the most part, they don't sort of put the idea of periods and the women's reproductive system in the same place because to them, period is bleeding half the time and it has nothing to do with reminds you of work. Um, it doesn't have anything to do with reproduction or adult fun time. So they don't realize that it is part and parcel of having women's bits. And when you're disabled, periods are kind of difficult. I'm gonna start with myself just to make sure Joyce and Ina are comfortable with talking about these things. But growing up, I had started by using pads when I was younger, and then I graduated to tampons, and then I think about 8 or 9 years ago, I discovered moon cups. So now I just live with moon cups. They're the best. But if you use a moon cup, you need to be able to put it in and take it out yourself, which is something not a lot of people have. If I'm not mistaken, Joyce and I know your grip strength isn't that strong. Is this correct?
Yeah, yeah, true. I don't think I can use that. I never
Mm.
tried that. Mm.
I
Even
bought
the
one.
normal set also is quite hard for me to carry.
Good. Like
Mm.
how do you go about that? Like I can't use pads anymore because I cannot sort of stand up and pull out my underwear without it turning sideways.
Oh, maybe because I use flying turtle, so it's
Oh,
much easier. I'm
ah,
on the ground, like sitting
uh,
on the ground instead of like higher platform. So
uh-huh.
I feel like much safer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Maybe.
there's a new product. I think it came out like last 2 years ago. Like a pad, but it's more like a diaper. And I'm not gonna say the brand's name because they haven't endorsed me yet.
Yeah,
so,
true.
uh, so Well, I use that and I like it. It's a bit pricey, but I think it brings the convenience. Like if I'm traveling or like if I'm at home, I think it's more comfortable to use that because it's like an underwear, but it's a thin version of the diaper.
Oh, it's
You know?
those underwears that is actually a pad and
Yeah.
then you wash it, right?
You don't have to wash it. Actually, it's disposable.
Oh, it's
Disposable.
disposable.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the brand because they didn't endorse me, so
Absolutely.
no,
Like
no free advertising.
no free
PM to
advertising.
Pini. Okay, PM to Pini, then I can know what is it. Maybe can try.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us know in secret
Yeah,
chat. Unless
yeah,
they
in
pay us to
secret
say
chat.
their name, we're not gonna say their name.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I'm not gonna say the name.
it's just so difficult because there's a lot of conversations about tampons and menstrual cups in general, saying like if you use either of these two, you are no longer a virgin. First of all, virginity is a social construct. Second of all, sukati aku anak kenapa? Um, it doesn't. It's pads are so difficult. Like the amount of pads. Oh my god. When I was using pads, I had to use 2 overnight pads every night. That was how heavy my period was. And I just do you know how expensive pads are? Like holy shit, one packet. I don't know what it is now, but I remember having to spend 30 ringgit on like a packet of overnights, and I think a packet of overnights there was like 12 or 10.
I think it also depends on the brand that you're buying.
I can't remember which brand, but it was the most
But
obvious
mostly,
one.
but mostly it's like 10 or 12 lah.
Mm. I haven't used pads in
Do you
ages and I
guys
feel
get
bad.
extra tired?
Oh yeah. Um when I'm about to get my period, which I am next week, um I will avoid MSG like a plague. I will eat less so I don't get tired from um what's that word? From digesting my food.
You get
So
bloated. I get bloated too.
oh, the bloating is terrible. I get sleepy. I'm not grumpy, which is good. And thankfully I don't have PCOS, I don't have endometriosis, and I don't just have period pains, which is great. Like
I don't
if
have period
if
pains
do
too,
you guys
but
have
last time I
period?
used to have it. Last time I
Uh-huh.
used to have it. Now I don't. And sometimes it happens occasionally, but most of the time, no.
I have a feeling, right, that period pains happen um because we don't have strong muscles. Period pain happens because you're contracting your cervical muscles to push out the room that a baby is supposed to be in. So because we don't have that strong muscles, the contractions aren't that strong. So as we get older, we have less and less period pain because we just can't.
Mm.
That is my
Is that
logical
is that
conclusion.
bad or is that good? I don't know.
I cannot answer that. On one hand, I'm okay with this because no period pain for me.
Uh, okay.
On the other hand, yeah, really, like I'm not intending to have children. I know that if I think about it, I we Lina has never gotten period. You lucky person. You lucky person. Um I even intend to get my tubes tied for safety reasons. Like
Ooh.
there will be no child in this womb. So not having my period or that's like not a problem for me. But I can see where it could be. Do you guys have a problem with that? Like with the fear of not having your period or period pain or just general fear about your down girly bits?
Oh, I find periods annoying.
Oh, I think we all do in general. Like the whole female population of the planet finds periods annoying. Like all of us
Yeah, true.
collectively.
because because it's a messy time of the month.
Mm.
No, it's worse
Oh,
because as a person who is disabled and generally very very weak, if you're not careful in the bathroom changing your pad or tampon, it looks like a crime scene, and then you have to clean up. I'm tired.
yeah. You're already tired, and then plus another one.
It's like ending up in the crime scene, ending up in Carrie, that
It's
movie.
like someone just it's like someone just committed homicide or something in the bathroom.
Exactly. That's
I don't
exactly what
know.
it is. So I think every woman in history is just done with periods. Like the first day as young children, as young women, the first day we got a period, we're like, oh yeah, I'm a woman. The second day of that period, we're like, I'm done. I don't want this anymore. I'm done. Take it back.
You know what? The first time I had period, it was like the scene from Carrie, the movie.
Uh-huh.
You know the mother.
Oh,
You know the mother. You know the mother.
I don't
Mother's
I don't
reaction.
remember the mother's
You don't
reaction. I
remember,
just
right? Never
uh-huh.
mind. You can rewatch that scene.
Okay, I
The
think
mother was like the mother was like livid. She was like mad at her daughter getting period because she was saying that, oh, right now you have your period, and then it's like a very very uh what do you call it, because the mom's like a Bible bashing person. So
oh.
it's like this very very secular uh, Christian kind of thing going on with her. So when she saw that Carrie had her period, she literally freaked out and said that she would attract wolves, and stuff like that. They started insulting her and stuff, and she locked Carrie up in the storeroom.
I
Yeah,
don't remember this, and I think I'm gonna have to rewatch Carrie. Lena, do you want to watch Carrie with me?
watch the old version, not the new one.
Yeah, the old one. The new one is. Is there a new one?
Sucks. It's not Carrie. It's not Carrie. That is shit.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Um, we should all rewatch it together. Carrie is about a young woman who has psychokinetic powers, and
It's of her mom,
spoilers. I will not tell you.
her psychotic mom,
Yeah, I don't remember that. I know I
and
have
her
watched
mom
it.
and her mom is almost like my mom. My mom is almost like her, so it
Woof.
kind of like fits. Yeah.
So your mom is
I mean,
also hyper
I mean, I
religious.
mean, no, she's not, but she likes to condemn.
Ah.
Um, it's like I'm holier than thou. And one more thing is that she asked me to go be a prostitute before, so I don't find it like, yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah.
Rewind. We need to talk about this.
Is it shocking? No, not for me.
It is shocking because most people would not get their children to sell their bodies like that. What is happening? Why?
Uh, it's the norm. If you are living with her, she will insult you day in day out.
Holy moly.
So I've
Uh
gotten kind of like numb from all the insults. I'm like, whatever. As long as you're happy, it's okay.
huh. Lena asks, are you okay with talking about this? Like, um,
Okay.
okay, check.
Why am I
Okay.
not okay?
A reminder: if you don't want to talk about certain things, you don't have to. You can just say pause, or I don't want to talk about this, or shut your face, and various iterations of that. But that is wild. They're whoa, narcissistic parent 101. Also, some people should not become parents. Like I stand by this. Some people should not be parents. I know we have an entire generation of people going, "Oh, you should get married. You should have babies." No, I know for a fact that I will be a terrible mother. I'll be an okay auntie, but mostly because I'll make like my siblings' kids like learn culture and language and music. I'll
It's
be that
nice.
insufferable auntie who's just like, oh, have
It
you
doesn't
read
make
this book?
it doesn't make you terrible.
I mean, it'd be terrible to the kids. Like, I want to play video games. And I'm like, no, I play video games. You read book. Please. Okay, so there's this book that I just read that I've been sort of been wanting to read for a really long time. It's called House of Stairs. It's
Uh-huh.
it's so good. It's a story about how these parentless children are kidnapped and put into a house that's just Escher like stairs. It's just stairs. As far as you can see. You look up, it's just more stairs. You look down, it's just
Wait, wait,
stairs.
wait. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Why are we promoting movies and books when they are not endorsing us?
Oh no, this guy's dead. Like, this book is hang on, this book is years old. House of Stairs. House of Stairs was published in 1974.
Oh,
William Sleater is, I think he's dead.
okay.
Yep,
Never
he
mind.
died in 2011 in Thailand. Thank you, internet. But yeah, they will read messed up books like this. Yes, but back to periods. It's just so hard. I
Have you ever had accidents? Tell me
oh,
one accident that you've had
what
with
what do you mean?
periods, like a very, very bad accident that left an impression on you.
Oh, I was in Japan and I was on the end of my period. I think I had like about 1 or 2 days left, and I had my moon cup in. This was before I changed to an off-brand um menstrual cup from China. It is medical grade silicone and it has a pull ring, so I can actually do it myself this time. But it was stuck there, and I could not pull it out
Oh, oh,
for 2 days.
oh my God.
And
Oh my
I
god.
I actually fell off the toilet seat and almost broke the door trying to pull it out.
You didn't get septic shock?
No, it was like the end. There wasn't blood in there anymore. It was just me being extra careful and doing the wrong thing.
Uh,
And then I had to
okay.
ask my sister to help me pull it out. So that was embarrassing but necessary. Never again.
Okay.
Um, what about you?
Me, for me, I think like when my caregiver tried to transfer me onto the shower commode, and then the period just came out like a waterfall.
At least you were in the shower.
I know I was at my bedside,
Oh, oh, I hate it when that happens.
and and it was like a crime scene.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't
That was the
I just
worst part.
don't like periods. I think the part about having a menstrual cup is that there's no leaks. So I'm just happy as a clam. Like no more leaks. I haven't had a leak for years. And I'm so happy.
A leak if you sleep sideways.
No, like a
Oh,
menstrual cup is in there.
it doesn't flow back into you? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Is it comfortable?
Yes.
When
I mean, it's comfortable for me. I can't say that for everyone. Some people, like for example, my
uh-uh.
one of my friends, she cannot use a moon cup because her cervix is a different shape.
Oh,
Like her vaginal
Oh,
wall
okay.
is like shorter or something like that. So she can't use it. It's not comfortable and it's painful for her. So there's a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, menstrual cup is for everyone," and I'm like, no, that you really need a caveat there because it is not for everyone. It's for most
Uh-huh.
people.
Okay.
Um, but to me, it's very comfortable. If you can use it, I think you should. But if you don't have finger strength, because it's like you have a fold and you have to push it up there and then it opens up, it's like a flower. Um, yeah, but it's better than tampons. Oh my god, tampon is soggy, and towards the end of your period, it is
uh,
dry. As a person with disability and weak hands, trying to pull out a dry tampon at the end of your period is the worst feeling in the world. It's so scratchy.
I, I think I'll just stick to the underwear
The underwear
pads.
is good because you can't bunch up an underwear. Again, my problem with the
Uh,
period pad is the one time I
yeah,
had to
yeah,
use
yeah.
it years ago, uh, because I did not check my calendar and I thought I had one more day before my period came. It came when I was out at a convention for architects and I had to go to the bathroom and I had to
Oh,
borrow my friend's I had to sort of ask for an extra pad. My friend gave me one and I put it on and because I am weak, I couldn't pull out my underwear properly. It went sideways and I'm like, I can't use this. It's it's terrible. So I just don't like pads. So Aina is okay with periods. What's Aina, do you have any period horror stories?
Really? I mean, because I never had a because it's college. I can't remember. Can't remember when last time I had in college.
Hmm.
Period in college. Yeah, I really cannot remember. Why cannot remember suddenly? I use diaper.
Uh
But if I have a long class, like the whole day class, then I use diaper. I period pad and also diaper. So like
hmm.
extra safe. Mm.
Mainly it's because of toileting kan. You went to which school?
You mean school or college?
College, yeah.
I have college. College is the one the KBU college. College
KBU.
Utama.
Uh-huh.
You know the near center point? Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one.
They changed they changed name already. The
But
toilet in college was fine.
they
They
had
even
disabled
the
toilets.
new they had and they built a new building. The new
Uh-huh.
building, everything is all accessible.
Oh, so good.
The lift, it's because of me, I mean like the management told me like I mean like we are lucky because we have you. Then the next I mean after graduated, they like promote lah. Oh we do serve for disabled lah, blah 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 lah. Like like a good one lah.
Mm.
Even a parking spot for another
Oh, bestnya, but
and
essentially
everywhere is accessible.
you were the guinea pig lah for that
Yeah.
situation.
Ah,
It's
sort of lah.
it's fine. You have changed something for the better. You have caused KBU to become a better college. When it comes to pedagogy though, I don't know.
Yeah.
Were they a good college? Did you learn well?
Yes. Because of my even my friends, my lecturers are all okay. Just
Ah,
that I
okay.
had problems during primary.
Mm. Tell me more about that.
I I went to a girls' school,
Mm-hmm.
so that was like long time ago. My standard one. I don't remember the story, but my mom kept on telling me. Okay, so the teacher said that my parents need to provide a caregiver for me.
Mm-hmm.
She told my mom, I think, that a parents complained if the teacher help me, the study will like terganggu lah, apalah.
Apa?
Mm,
Sometimes
mm.
I wonder why some people
Yeah,
think they should open their mouth.
I don't think the parents. Yeah, I don't think the parents. So my mom pulled me out from the school.
Oh my
We changed
god.
school. Then the new school was okay. Primary school, yeah, primary school okay lah, not so bad. Mm.
So my brother has spinal muscular atrophy as well, and this happened to him really. It was after school. We were enrolled in an Islamic school, International Islamic College. This was years ago, only for 3 months. In that 3 months, the amount of chicanery, I cannot. So my brother fell in the school compounds. My mom was waiting for us outside. She wasn't wearing tudong and she was wearing 3/4 pants lah. Um, it's not like she was wearing a mini skirt or anything, right? She saw my brother fall. There were
Yeah.
so many people inside the school compounds. Nobody helped him. She waited in the car to see if anybody would help. because she didn't want to go in, like she wasn't wearing tudung kan. When
You
she
know,
realized nobody was helping, she ran into the school to help my brother up. The next day, this happened the next day. My sister went into the school. She went into class, and the teacher in the class said, "Your mom is not allowed to come into the school compounds without tudung."
oh my
I was like,
god.
"Ada
What?
budak terjatuh, nobody helped, and your complaint is that
Yeah.
my mom went into the school compounds without a tudung. What the fuck is wrong with you people?"
So it's like
Ni
Islamic school.
sekolah Islamic lah kan? I'm
And
not
then it's
bashing
gonna,
a religion of peace.
yeah.
I'm not bashing the religion that I was born with. But some people use the religion as an excuse. The day
Mm.
after she made that complaint to my sister, there was a sign on the gate where it says kalau tak ada tudung, jangan masuk. Kurang hajar.
Oh my god, really, man?
Yeah. So when it comes to
Preach.
school, be very considerate about where you send your children. Even more so if they have
Yeah.
disabilities. Please fight for them because sometimes they cannot fight for themselves.
Yeah,
Like,
they're just too little to fight for ourselves. Last time, I couldn't fight for myself, so standard one, nothing. So the
yeah,
only
standard
thing is that you are excited to go to the school.
exactly. Standard one, like in grade school, I was like all I wanted to do was eat cake and watch cartoons. I didn't know how to fight
Mm.
for myself. But
Yeah. So
it's really
parents, you play an important role in this.
uh-huh. Absolutely. I agree. But yes, shenanigans abound. The chicanery that we had to go through. I'm sure Joyce has gone through much worse. Because I think the difference is myself and Ina, we had support from family, and Joyce is completely like your family is terrible.
You literally have to defend for yourself.
Yeah. I
No,
think
it's like
mm-hmm.
it's like you're in a nest and you have another nestling who is much bigger than you, and your parents are feeding that nestling, and you are not getting any because you're too weak. That's
Oh,
how it is. Survival of the fittest in the family.
the funny thing is being a human being, it's not about the survival of the fittest, it's survival of the community. And I think I quoted this when I was on radio at one point. The first proof that humans were civilized not was not that they had tools and weapons. It's that they found a healed femur. It means we took care of each other. That is how we know we're civilized. And I thought that was beautiful. And I'm like, that's true. So why are people still like this? Voila.
I have no idea, but I don't care because I am far away from them, so I don't give a shit about them anymore.
Mm, more power to you. Reminder, you have us. If you need help, just give us a call. We will try.
Actually, my friends are more like my family because the funny thing was when I was in the nursing home, the people that ended up visiting me was my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And people at the nursing home, staff at the nursing home asked me, "Where's your family?" And I said, "They're not coming. They're not going to come because they don't know them here." And they were shocked because they were like, "Oh, we thought that they were the ones who sent you here." I'm like, "No, I paid for myself to come here. So I'm the one who admitted myself in here."
Mm-hmm.
And they were shocked because uh, they have not met such a case before.
I'm
So
also
yeah,
surprised. It happens. Yeah. It's disgusting, but it happens. I think do you guys have anything else? Because I think this is a good place to stop. I don't think we missed anything this time because last week I think I missed a few things. But
we did.
I think or maybe I was too
Really?
scatterbrained. I don't remember. It has been a month. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We are going to have a special episode next month because next month is um
August.
the SMA month, August, Spinal Muscular Atrophy Awareness Month, and we're all going to be doing a
Awareness.
special 31 days of content, which is going to be
August.
very difficult, but we're going to do it. And on one of those days will be this Chillcast number 4. We don't know what to talk about yet, but we'll see you next month. Thank you so much. Bye.